Hello, this is Giorgio Lucas. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. And today I want to talk about owning property abroad as an investment, and specifically here to one country, Italy. Now, we all know Italy is a beautiful country. It has basically everything for the tourist. So, museums, beautiful countryside, beautiful skiing resorts, amazing food. That said, today we want to talk about specifically buying property in Italy as an investment. And I'm sorry I'm going to disappoint a lot of you by saying I don't think it's a good idea to buy property in Italy as an investment. And I'm going to give you 10 reasons why. The first reason is this, is that Italy's population is due to go right down. And in less than 30 years, you're going to have more pensioners than workers. Now that's never a good thing. With such a low birth rate, it's likely that property will go down as there's fewer people in the country and less demand to buy property. Number two, and this is also another important one, I think Italy may well leave the Eurozone. It will not leave the European Union, but it may well leave the Eurozone. So if you were to buy now in euros and Italy leaves the Eurozone and reverts back to its old currency, the lira, you're going to see a massive depreciation in your property. Number three, rental yields. If you do decide to let in Italy, rental yields are very, very, very low, in particular in the big cities in the centre. Often you're only going to get maximum 2 to 3% in cities like Rome, Florence, Milan, or even Naples. So from that perspective, your yields are much lower than in a lot of countries. Number four, the transaction costs of buying in Italy are very, very high for a non-resident, often up to 15%. And in that, often you'll have to pay an estate agent 3% commission. So in Italy, the buyer and the seller have to pay the estate agent commission. So please do bear that in mind as well. Number five, I think there's low growth potential in Italy in the property market, not only because of point one, the depopulation, but do bear in mind, Italy is also a very mature market. It's a Western European country. You're not going to get the explosive growth as you could do in other countries in Asia, such as Cambodia, Vietnam, or in South America, as in Colombia, or even countries in Eastern Europe. Italy is, remember that, a very, very, very mature market, been around for a long time, so often you're going to get less potential for growth. Number six, also a very important one and a very worrying one if you're a landlord in Italy. The country is very, very, very pro-tenant. And once you've established an agreement with the tenant, you cannot increase that tenant's rate for 4 years. So in other words, if after year one you're charging them a certain amount, you'll be charging the same amount in year four. And let me give you another example. If you do agree to an initial 4-year contract with a tenant and you want them to leave, you need to let them know at least 6 months before that you intend to serve them notice for them to leave. Because if you fail to do that, the tenant automatically gets another 4 years. So you can kind of see what I'm getting at with it being a very, very, very pro-tenant country. So you need to bear that in mind as well. Now, number seven, the unstable government. Italy, as we all know, has changed like a million governments in the since World War II. I think it's about 50 something, I've lost count. But it's not good for stability and not good for the housing market either. Number eight is the high taxation on rental income. So you'll be starting from 23 up to 43%, and as a non-resident you're not going to get any deductions. So compare that to other countries. I'll use one example that I know of, Bulgaria, where you'll pay 10%. In Italy it'll be 23 to 43%. That's quite high. So that's another reason for not buying. Number nine, red tape. Italy's one of the worst countries in Western Europe, if not the worst, for red tape and bureaucracy, getting forms done, getting things done. It's a highly bureaucratic country, and this doesn't help with the housing market. And number 10, I actually want to give you quite a worrying figure. Now, we're in the middle of COVID, I'm in lockdown, I'm sure many of you are in lockdown, and Italy has had it quite bad. So they've had to pump in a lot of money, and they estimate by the end of that, Italy's debt, government debt to GDP, is going to be about 155%. That's a very worrying figure, and that could mean that the country cannot pay, the government will not be able to pay its debts. That's happened recently in Lebanon, and that's caused a lot of issues. So I give that as another reason why you should not buy a flat or a house in Italy. Now, please let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Please hit the subscribe button, the notification bell, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you, and bye-bye.